Hey team, I'm Crystal and this is Yoga for Faith number 4. If you're new to yoga, welcome. Yoga is a journey. So if after about 15 or 20 minutes you feel like you've received enough from your practice, feel free to push stop and we'll see you next time. Next time you come back, add a couple minutes. And every time you come back, keep adding a couple of minutes. And eventually you'll make it through the entire practice. Yoga for Faith always starts with a daily or a weekly devotional, and we really put a focus on connecting our breath with our body as well as God and the universe. As we progress through our class today, we'll encounter a series of poses, and I'll show you different options. And if at any time something doesn't feel right for you, you can just drop back into child's pose and just rejoin us when it feels right for your breath and your body. So find something comfortable to wear, put on your favorite playlist, and let's go ahead and get started. So today, team, we're going to start in our Sukhasana pose, or our easy seated position. Just crossing our legs very comfortably, relaxing through our shoulders, lifting through the crown of our head, and allowing our in-breath to gently enter through our nostrils, and our out-breath to leave peacefully through our lips. Breathing in to lift and expand through our chest and our ribs. And just breathing out to completely let go of any tension, any anxiety we're holding on to. And we're just going to continue to breathe just like this as we start with our daily devotion. I am above all things. Your problems, your pain, and the swirling events in this ever-changing world. When you behold my face, you rise above circumstances and rest with me in heavenly realms. This is the way of peace, living in the light of my presence. I guarantee that you will always have problems in this life, but they must not become your focus. When you feel yourself sinking in the sea of circumstances, say, "Help me, Jesus," and I will draw you back to me. If you have to say that thousands of times daily, don't be discouraged. I know your weakness, and I meet you in that very place. Ephesians 2:6, Matthew 14:28-32. Just continuing to breathe in to fill and open. And just breathing out any self-doubt, any criticism you might hold on to. Allowing each in-breath to fill and restore. And just using each out-breath to completely release. And then softly opening our eyelids. And as we take our next breath in, we're just going to lift our arms to the heavens, bringing our palms together at the top. And as we breathe out, softening through our shoulders and lowering our hands to the center of our heart. And we're going to do that for a couple more breaths. Breathing in to lift, reaching through our fingertips, and breathing out to soften down and release. One more big in-breath. And one more full exhale. And we're going to completely let go through our arms. And we're going to uncross our legs. And we're going to make our way into our tabletop position. Stacking our wrists under our shoulders and our knees under our hips. taking the tops of our feet and just laying them flat to the ground, spreading our fingers wide and just feeling the earth under our palms, creating that nice hasta bandha or hand lock position. So we have a slight arch in our palm as we press our weight into our fingertips. And then from here, as we take our next in breath, we're going to lift our eyes and heart to the sky, finding our cow. And as we breathe out, we're going to bring our eyes to our belly button, curling our spine into our cat. And we're just going to keep moving between these two poses. Breathing in to extend our spine long, and breathing out to feel that beautiful flexion through our back. And you can move at whatever pace feels right for your body and your practice today. So often, we're always worried about what comes next. It is in this moment we let go of anything going on outside of our practice and just focus on connecting with our breath, with our body, and with this present moment. One more breath. And then gently meet me back in your tabletop, and we're going to sink our hips back and step our right leg forward, finding our way to our low lunge, stacking our ankle under our knee, and just lifting our eyes to the heavens as we breathe in and sinking deeper into our hip joint as we breathe out. Beautiful. And let's take one more big in-breath here. And one big out-breath. And then our next inhale, we're just going to lift our arms high to the sky. And as we breathe out, we're going to bring our palms together and add a beautiful twist, bringing our hands towards the center of our heart and our elbow outside of our knee. And we're going to continue to breathe in to create more space and breathe out to continue to sink. Revolving our top shoulder on our in-breath, pushing into our front foot on our out-breath. And let's take one more beautiful breath here. And then gently releasing our hands, framing our front foot, bringing our fingertips to the earth, and shifting our weight back into our half split or half monkey. Breathing in to pull our crown of our head forward, and breathing out to sink our hips further behind. And we all look a little different because we are all different. Our bodies, they have different experiences, different injuries and traumas. And we're just working on using our breath to increase flexibility, mobility, and strength. One more breath. And then gently shift your weight forward. And we're going to step our front leg back and just re-find our tabletop position. Finding that connection to the earth, pulling our belly button into our spine, and just settling back into our bodies here. And then when it feels good, we're going to shift our hips back, and now we're going to do everything on our left. So stepping our left leg forward, finding our beautiful alignment, and then lifting our eyes to the sky and breathing out to actively push our back hip closer to our mat. Each in-breath lifts and fills, and each out-breath takes us just a little further. One more big breath here. And our next breath is going to lift our arms, driving our hips forward. And that exhale is going to add that beautiful twist with our praying hands. Just continuing to breathe in to revolve and breathe out to deepen. And this shouldn't feel forced or like we're pushing our bodies to their physical limits. This should feel very restorative, very natural and organic, giving our bodies the love it deserves. One more breath. And then we're slowly going to release, bringing our fingertips back to our mat and sinking our weight towards the back of the room as we lengthen through our spine. Using each in-breath to continue to fill, using each out-breath to push back further and just feel that beautiful energy radiating through the back of our leg. And let's take one more beautiful breath here. And then in your own time, shifting our weight back forward into our low lunge, finding our way back to our tabletop, stepping our front leg back, relaxing our shoulders down away from our ears. If we want to move side to side, that's okay. Or we can stay still just for a couple of breaths to settle. And then when you're ready, we're going to tuck our toes and we're going to lift our sit bones up and back, finding our downward facing dog. So we can absolutely stay still in our dog here, just pulling our armpits towards the earth as we push our heels deeper into the floor. Or we can walk our dog out, pedaling our feet, and just feeling this deliciousness run through our entire posterior chain. So often, we get caught up in the circumstances of life, trying to figure out everything on our own, and as if we had the answer that everything would be perfect, craving things to be a certain way. What we have to understand is that life is going to do life. There will always be ups and downs, and it is in this moment that we put our faith and trust in God, knowing that we are not going to be able to accomplish our goals on our own, but through Him, anything is possible. We are exactly where God intends us to be right now, even if we don't understand it. Having that faith and trust ensures that we have blessings that are coming and that God will lead us to a better place. And let's take a couple more breaths here. Just pulling our armpits closer to the floor, pushing our hands deeper into the earth. And then when it feels good, settling back into our down dog. And today we're going to take our right foot and we're just going to step and cross over our left, pushing into the inside and outside edge of our foot. And then we're going to do the same thing with our left foot, stepping over our right. And we're slowly just going to start to make our way to the front of our mat. And then meet me in your forward fold, allowing your chest to melt down into your thighs, allowing your in-breath to fill through your lungs, and continuing to ground down into the earth with both feet as you surrender through your upper body. And then when it feels right, we're gently going to roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae, stacking our hips under our ribs, and finding our way to Tadasana or our mountain pose. And we're going to just get really warm and wake up together with some sun salutations. So our next in-breath is going to lift our hands to the ceiling for extended mountain, pushing our hips forward. And our out-breath is going to dive us forward into our fold, collapsing down. Breathing in, our right foot is going to step us back into our lunge, and our out-breath brings our front foot back to downward facing dog. In-breath rolls us forward into our plank, knees or toes. Out-breath lowers us to chaturanga, elbows hug our body. Breathe in, push and lift to cobra, or all the way to up dog. And our out-breath, meet in downward facing dog. In-breath, bend your knees, right foot steps us forward into our lunge. Out-breath, back foot steps in, and we surrender into our fold. In-breath, we're going to lift, pushing both feet into the earth, reaching through the fingertips for more energy. Out-breath, dive forward. Everything releases here. Our left foot this time is going to step us into that lunge, squeezing our thighs together, and then our right foot steps us back into our down dog. Breathe in and roll forward like a river through your spine. Out breath, how slow can we descend? Feel the strength of your body. In breath, explode out of the earth, squeezing your glutes and shoulder blades. Out breath, meet me, downward facing dog. Breathe in, left foot powers through the center. Exhale, back foot, step in, meet in your forward fold. Beautiful. Big breath in, push and lift. Rise to the top. Squeeze through the booty. Out breath, everything releases as we dive down. Right leg, step it back further, staying low in the hip for more warmth and energy. Then front leg steps us into our down dog. From here, roll forward, pushing out all 10 toes. How far forward can we come? Out breath, slow and steady to the bottom. Feel the strength. In breath, push and lift. Heart and eyes to the sky. Out breath, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Right foot steps through. Lean into it for more length. Out breath, back leg steps in for our forward fold. One more time. Breathe in and rise. How far forward can we bring our hips? Out breath. How much can we let go as we release down into our fold? Left leg, can you step it back just a little further here? Right leg, meet me, downward facing dog. Wind it up. Breathe in. Roll to the front. Chest forward of the hands. Feel the difference in muscular activation. Out breath lowers us. Feel every ounce of your descend. Breathe in and rise. Feel the arch in the palms. The hand lock. Out breath. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Left leg steps us through. We've been here before. And our final out breath steps the back leg in, and we are going to hang out in our fold for a second, guys, because we earned it. So from here, you can just chill in your forward fold, or we can breathe our palms to our opposite elbow and add a little swing from side to side for hangout pose, also known as ragdoll. Whatever feels right for you right now. Allowing our breath and body to settle, allowing our feet to ground down deeper into the earth, and just feeling that energy radiate from the ground up, just completely flowing through our entire being. And then when you're ready, just letting go into our fold, and we're slowly going to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, meeting in mountain or Tadasana. Beautiful, guys. And we're going to come to the center of our mat. And if you need water, grab it now. But we're going to find tree, bringing our right heel to our left ankle, or all the way inside of our thigh, or anywhere in between. Our palms to our heart center, and we can stay here, or we can breathe our branches wide and up. Just taking a couple of breaths here, steadying our body, squeezing our trunk, and pushing into our roots. And if it feels good today, we can play with our tree by just allowing our branches to sway in the wind, moving from one side to the next, and just finding our symbol of strength and stability. Never perfect, always progress. One more breath. And we're going to come back into the center and just breathe our palms together into the center of our heart and then let everything go. Beautiful. So we can kick out our legs here to reset, but we're going to refine mountain, grounding down deep through both feet, squeezing the belly tight, and then our next in-breath lifts our arms to the heavens, and the out-breath, palms together and gently lower to the middle of our chest. And let's do that for a couple more breaths. Breathing in to rise, feeling that extension through our spine, and breathing out to completely let go of anything that doesn't serve us. One more big in-breath. And one more big out-breath. Beautiful. And now we're going to find our tree on our other side. So setting up our left heel to our right ankle or all the way inside of our thigh, grounding down through our supporting leg, and either hanging out right here or taking it further by lifting our arms and opening, but still keeping our shoulders relaxed, still feeling this beautiful strength through our entire being. And we can stay completely still in our tree, or we can start to play and just move from one side to the next. Very slow, very strong. Feeling our roots support us. Feeling the strength and stability of our body. One more breath. And then meet me back in the middle, breathing our palms together, slowly lowering and softening down. And we're going to release our leg, and we're just going to fall forward into our fold. Taking a couple of breaths here to reset, breathing in to lift our sit bones higher, breathing out to collapse our chest closer to our thighs. Never perfect, always progress. Because the beautiful thing about yoga, there is no right or wrong way to do this. There is just your way. And when it feels good, we're going to take our next breath and we're just going to heel to toe our feet out for our wide forward fold. Keeping our heels parallel, planting our wrists under our shoulders, and pushing our weight into our heels. So you have that deep connection to the earth as our belly button pulls into our spine. We can stay as we are, or as you take your next in-breath, peeling our right arm away from the earth and just adding a beautiful twist as we stack our shoulders and reach through these top fingertips. And we're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. Just breathing in to reach higher and breathing out to push our feet deeper into the floor. One more breath. And our exhale is going to float this top arm back to the earth. And our next in-breath is going to switch sides, bringing our left arm all the way to the heavens. And what's right on one side might be totally different on the other. And that is perfectly okay. One more breath here. And completely letting go on the exhale once you have both hands back on the earth, we're going to take our left leg and we're just going to fold it under our body, making our way to the ground and coming into our modified seated lotus, or what we call fire log. So allowing our foot to come to our knee, our shin, or the floor. And from here, if you want to go into full lotus, you would bring both feet into the crevice of your hips. And if you can't get there, hang out here with me. We're going to bring our fingertips to the ground and we're going to lift our eyes and our heart to the sky. Just allowing each in-breath to fill through our lungs, lifting our eyes higher. And then as we breathe out, actively pushing our hips deeper into the ground. One more breath here. And our next in-breath is going to lift our arms all the way to the heavens. And as we breathe out, we're going to soften into a side bend to our right. So allowing our bottom shoulder to completely relax and allowing this top arm to reach through our fingertips for more length. And we can just chill, or we can use the in-breath to revolve and open, and the out-breath to reach further. One more breath. And then our next big breath in, we're going to lift back through the center, spreading our fingers wide. And the out breath dives us forward into our extended, seated, modified lotus. Just dissolving any tension we're holding through our upper body and allowing both hips to push deeper into our mat. Exploring maybe where we can let go, that we're still holding on to some tension or stress. And then completely releasing. And we're going to roll back up. And we're just going to do it all on our other side. So uncrossing our legs and now bringing our left foot on top and our right leg underneath. Anchoring our sit bones to the ground and lifting our eyes nice and high. So as we breathe in, we like to think about the collarbone just spreading really wide and just exploring how much space we can create through our body with every single breath. How open can we become? One more breath here. And our next big breath in is going to lift the arms to the heavens. And that next big out breath is going to bring us into our side bend, but this time to our left. So as we breathe in, revolve and lengthen. And as we breathe out, softening down. And we only go as far as we can keep both hips glued to the earth. And then we're going to take a big in-breath. And we're going to come back to the top, reaching high, pushing the sit bones down. And the out-breath paints our hands forward, almost like we're finger painting, spreading the fingers wide and completely surrendering down towards the floor. Breathing in to fill. Breathing out to let go a little deeper. And just staying here for a couple of breaths. Seeing where we can take this. How open, how much warmth and energy We can breathe into our body in this moment. One more breath. And then gently we're going to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly uncrossing our legs and turning to the side. And we're just going to windshield wiper our legs from one side to the next, letting go of any tension, letting go of any expectations for performance. Yoga is about giving your body the love that it deserves, that it craves. So we don't want to do things that are painful. We want to push our body into poses and stretches that feel right for where we are today in our personal fitness journey. Couple of more breaths here. You can move faster or slower. What does your body need? What does your body want? And then extending our legs out, lifting the crown of the head high. So it's getting some really nice posture here. And then we're going to bring our hands in front of us, palms to the heavens. And when it feels good, we're slowly going to lower with control, just feeling the strength of our abdominals and allowing our back to completely collapse down towards the earth. And using our next in-breath to hug our knees, loving our body, appreciating everything we've done so far today. And we can just stay still, or we can start to make some small circles, just giving our spine a beautiful massage. Breathing in through our nose, letting go through our mouth. And then meeting me back in the center. And today we're going to extend our left leg to the earth, and we're going to extend our right leg to the sky, pushing out of our heel, bringing our hands behind our calf or our hamstring, just not our knee. And then gently using our in-breath to pull our knee closer to our chest. And then when we breathe out, we want to let go of that tension so the body resets. So each in-breath brings our knee a little closer while we push our tailbone down. And each out-breath gives space for healing and rejuvenation. And let's do that 2 more times. One more big in-breath. One more big out-breath. And then we're going to allow our right leg to float down towards our mat. And we're going to pull our left leg in and extend it up, finding where it feels right, softening our elbows, and now using our in-breath to bring our leg closer to our face, and using that out-breath to let go of that tension or stress. Breathing in for more energy and warmth. Breathing out to feel that full release. And let's take 2 more breaths here. One final big breath in. One final release. And then gently, we're going to allow our leg to float down to the floor, allowing our shoulders to melt into our mat, letting go of any control we have over our hands or our feet, softening our eyelids, closing our eyes, and completely surrendering into our corpse or our Shavasana pose. continuing to use our in-breath to breathe into our nostrils and just fill not only through our chest, but all the way into our belly. And then breathing out to completely deflate our lungs and hollow through our stomach. Feeling the healing energy in each inhale and letting go of any need to control, to analyze on each out breath. As we move through life, so often we feel like everything falls on our shoulders. So we try to control, we try to analyze every aspect of our life. And it is not for us to understand what the future holds. It is not for us to control every situation and circumstance. And by letting go of that control and trusting that God has a plan for our life, we find true peace, true happiness. Breathing in restoration, breathing in trust, and just letting go on your out-breath of any self-doubt, any criticism or judgment. Human nature tends to bring our mindset into a world of comparison, comparing ourselves to others. And that is not what we are meant to do. It brings about inferiority and also a lack of value. And God has designed a plan unique to every one of His children. So by trusting that He has a plan for us, by letting go of that self-doubt, of those unrealistic expectations, and that judgment, we find ourselves in a better place where anxiety and worry just melts away. Continuing to breathe in through our nostrils and completely letting go through our lips. Knowing in this moment that not only comparing ourselves to others is wrong, but it is completely meaningless, and it just robs us of happiness, of joy, and of seeing all of the amazing gifts that God has given us to share with our community, our family, and our friends. Life is going to do life. So often we find ourselves in life's ocean of calms and storms. And it's by allowing God to navigate us through the waters that we create space and we are open to receive His blessings, His abundance, which is so much greater than anything we could ever imagine. We are exactly where God intends us to be in this moment. And if during this time your mind starts to wander, that is okay. Just accept it and keep bringing it back to your breath, to your body, your connection and time that you've set aside with God and the universe, and to this present moment. And finally, we are going to bring some slow movement back into our bodies. So wiggling our fingers and our toes. Very soft, very kind. And then making small circles with our ankles and our wrists. And when it feels right, pulling our knees into our chest, hugging our legs, and then making our way back to our easy seated position. Just keeping our eyelids completely closed and just appreciating a couple more moments here in stillness. And we are going to take one final big breath together. So as you take your next in-breath, lifting our arms high, bringing our palms together at the top. And then as we breathe out, lowering our hands to the center of our heart, opening our eyes and coming back into our day. The light in me recognizes and honors the light and energy in every one of you. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your energy with me today. Going into our week, knowing that when we feel ourselves sinking into the sea of circumstances, to say, "Help me, Jesus," and just allow Him to draw us back. God knows our weaknesses, and He meets us in that very place. So once again, thank you so much for coming. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here. I am Crystal. This was Yoga for Faith number 4. Definitely subscribe to my channel so you get notified every time I drop a new yoga, so you can continue on your fitness and wellness journey. And until I see you at our next practice or workout, I hope you have a fantastic, active, and healthy day.
I'm a wandering soul.